Basilosaurus is an extinct ancient whale species. It lived during the late Eocene epoch, approximately 41 to 34 million years ago. Although its name means king lizard, Basilosaurus was neither a lizard nor a reptile. That name originated because 19th century scientists initially mistook its skeleton for that of a colossal marine reptile. After examining its teeth and other bone fragments, they identified it as a mammal belonging to the ancient whale group. You can view the name as a historical vestige. Richard Harlan named it Basilosaurus when he believed it was an enormous sea lizard. Sometime later, Richard Owen concluded the specimen was a mammal. He had once proposed a different name, Zeuglodon. But according to the rules of scientific nomenclature, the first valid name is usually retained, so Basilosaurus persists to this day. What makes Basilosaurus stand out is its shape. Its body is long, slender, and appears more serpentine than modern whales. Many reconstructions describe it as a snake whale due to its unusually elongated thoracic and anterior caudal vertebrae. Regarding size, aggregated sources commonly mention a maximum length of about 20 to 21 meters. The exact figure may vary by species and specimen, but you can imagine it. It's as long as a large bus, gliding through the water like a massive muscular ribbon. Basilosaurus's swimming method also differed from today's standard whale locomotion. Modern whales primarily propel themselves with their tail fluke and have relatively stiff bodies. For Basilosaurus, scientific exhibits indicate that its posterior caudal vertebrae suggest it had a small fluke, and its swimming likely relied heavily on undulating body movements. Simply put, it had an engine in its tail. It also used its long body to create propulsive waves like an eel, making it appear softer and more snake-like than modern whales. Some studies also emphasize that there is still no absolute consensus on its precise locomotion style, as soft tissues do not fossilize. Basilosaurus's body shows strong adaptation to marine life. Its forelimbs transformed into steering flippers, aiding navigation. It still possessed very small hind limbs and a pelvis not firmly attached to the spinal column. Classic fossil studies in Egypt reveal that Basilosaurus retained traces of feet and toes, but they were no longer used for walking like those of land animals. This detail is important because it shows you that Basilosaurus represents a true transitional stage. Whales had fully transitioned to marine life but had not yet erased all anatomical traces from their terrestrial ancestors. If you want to visualize Basilosaurus in a cinematic yet scientifically accurate way, place it in a shallow, warm, biodiverse sea. Wadi Al-Hitan Valley of Wales in Egypt is a famous location for preserving numerous ancient whale fossils, including Basilosaurus. A realistic scene is usually not a deep, dark ocean, but rather shallow coastal waters with a gentle current, with a sandy bottom and accumulating organic remains that become buried over time. Basilosaurus was not a filter feeder like baleen whales, blue whales, humpback whales. It was a toothed whale and a predator. Its teeth were complex enough to bite, tear, and chew to a certain extent, unlike many modern whales which typically swallow whole. A study in Pelos 1 described the stomach contents of a Basilosaurus isis specimen from Wadi Al-Hitan, including large fish and even bone fragments from the small whale Dorudon, typically juveniles. This supports the image of Basilosaurus as the apex predator in the Eocene seas. Its hunting method could be very brutal, but mechanically logical. Bite marks on juvenile Dorudon skulls were once matched with Basilosaurus teeth. One hypothesis suggests that Basilosaurus ambushed Dorudon in their breeding grounds and aimed for the head for a quick kill. You should understand this is an inference based on fossil traces and stratigraphic context, not a live filming. But it's compelling enough to give you a plausible hunting scene, a long, undulating body approaching stealthily. Then its long snout lunging forward, biting hard and tearing sideways to rip. Why was Basilosaurus so eel-like in length? A common explanation is that its long body allowed for a large range of undulation, generating propulsion by transmitting waves along its body. This swimming style could be useful when stalking prey in shallow waters, where you need to change direction quickly and stay close to the surface. However, an overly long body also comes with a cost. It might be less efficient than modern whales for high-speed, long-distance travel, because modern whales are optimized for powerful fluke beats and less body undulation. Basilosaurus fossils have been found in both North America and North Africa. Britannica describes its appearance in Eocene rocks in North America and North Africa. In the US, Basilosaurus cetoides is so famous that it became Alabama's state fossil, and many specimens come from the southeastern United States. In Egypt, Basilosaurus isis is the name you often encounter in documents about Wadi Al-Hitan. These two geographical branches help you see that the Eocene once had broad, shallow seas connecting ecosystems in many regions. When you look at a suspended skeleton in a museum, you will clearly see Basilosaurus's peculiar proportions. Its long skull, elongated ribs, and a spinal column like an endless chain of links. But when you look at a fossil photograph lying on the desert sand in Wadi Al-Hitan, you'll feel differently. A creature that was once an apex predator of the sea now lies still in dry land. These two perspectives help you believe the story more because you see the physical evidence. If you want to write or tell the story of Basilosaurus in a cinematic yet factual way, you just need to stick to a few key points. It was an ancient toothed whale. It was nearly 20 meters long. It swam by undulating its body more than modern whales, and had a small fluke. It hunted large fish, sharks, and even small whales. By getting those points right, you will have a sufficiently terrifying sea monster without needing to exaggerate.